guys, I'm Jake. Today we're going to be making a salad with the Olive Pro grilling cheese, some fermented tomatoes and some mixed leaf. So I'm going to talk you through the ingredients and then we're going to get started. So I've just got some mixed leaf here which I've washed. In here I've got some lacto fermented tomatoes. So these have just been sat in a brine for about 10 days at room temperature with some garlic and black peppercorns, and after that I've stored them in the fridge. Here I've also got the Olive Pro grilling cheese, some olive oil, some apple cider vinegar, which I made myself, which is pretty cool I think, and some smoked salt. Now on this tray is really where you're going to cut down on the kitchen waste. So there's lots of things you'd normally use here, but the leaves you'd often discard and throw in the bin. So I'm going to be using the broccoli leaves, fennel leaves, I've got some celery leaves as well, and some beetroot leaves. And all of these are going to go in salad too, so it will get some really interesting textures and flavours in there that you wouldn't normally find. Now I'm going to start by tearing the leaves off my vegetables and adding those to the mixed leaf. So I've got the broccoli leaves here, and all you need to do is just give these a wash and they're good to go. Celery leaves here too. And the fennel tops. I don't really want to use these stalky bits, but the little leaves right in here are perfect. That's exactly what I want. And another one as well, just so we've got a nice amount of fennel in there. And then the broccoli leaves. Now I don't want too much of the stalk, but I'm not going to throw away the stalk. I'm going to put that in my stock pot, or I'm going to ferment them, put it in some coleslaw or something like that. You know, there's so many things you can do with it that saves it going to waste. So now I've got all my leaves in the bowl ready to go. I'm now going to cut the Olive Pro grilling cheese ready to be fried until it's crispy. I'm going to use the lines here to make sure I get a nice consistent cut, because I want even pieces in my salad. I'm just going to go along like this. Now this is not going to take very long at all. Now as you can see, it's starting to get nice and crispy. I've just flipped it over, so I'm going to wait for this to crisp up on the bottom and then I'm going to be plating up. Okay, so now it's time to plate up. So I'm going to dress my leaves first. So I've got a little bit of smoked salt here, and then I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil as well, and just a little bit of apple cider vinegar as well. And then we're going to take a few of our fermented tomatoes. Now I don't want to cut these up because it's really nice to have that burst in your mouth when you're eating them whole. So I'm just going to put these in whole, just like that. And now I'm going to give this a little mix, just to make sure everything's evenly covered. So now it's time to cut up the grilling cheese. As you can see here, it's really nice and crispy, and I'm just going to cut this into little pieces, so it's about the same size as the tomato. So I'm just going to start putting the cheese on the bottom. And now we're going to add in our mixed leaves on the top as well, with all those other lovely leaves that we've got in there. And now I'm just going to go through this bowl as well and make sure that I've got a good amount of tomatoes, so the dish is really nice and balanced. And this is everything. So this is a grilling cheese salad from Olive Pro with some mixed leaves, some fermented tomatoes and leaves from other vegetables that you would normally throw away. I really like this Olive Pro grilling cheese for a lot of reasons. Firstly, the portion lines on the back make it really easy to get a consistent cut every time. And because it's quite flat on the ends, I can use these lines right up until the edge and I won't lose anything at all. It's a bit firmer than halloumi, so I can move it around the pan knowing it's not going to stick or crumble, and I'm still going to get a nice crisp finish.